Ezekiel's wheels appeared and again near the sun. Is this a bad sign or is it a good sign? It's unknown. In February 2020, the beginning of the COVID pandemic, stereo satellites transmitted a video of a strange object on Earth, which ufologists, Nibiruologists, those who believe in the existence of the planet X, Nibiru, the hypothetical existence of the ninth planet in our solar system, the planet Nibiru, immediately named it with this name, Ezekiel's Wheels, February 29, 2020. Apparently, only the prophet Ezekiel himself saw in the prophetic vision and knew about these unknown wheels, quote unquote, in the sky. But the closest technological achievement made by man that fits this description are spaceships whose engines create black holes. In the American science fiction television series Foundation, 2021, which such devices did not appear for the first time, they were here for the first time in 1997 science fiction film Contact, but for the first time ever very realistically appear on the television series Foundation. And now about 5 years have passed, and on April 14, 2025, the situation with the wheels has repeated itself. And what can we say about this? The date, April 14, 2025. It's about a week before Easter Sunday. So what can we say about this? One, we recall that the first time this paradoxical device appeared was shortly before the pandemic, and the articles about this was called Tugs Dragging Ezekiel's Wheels, which looks like millstones to Earth. Two, the second time the wheels appeared was before Russia's invasion of Ukraine, February 22, 2022, the beginning of the war in Europe. And the article was called Ezekiel's Wheels Appear Again Near the Sun. When will they fly to Earth? Three, and now these Ezekiel wheels have appeared for the third time, judging by the previous appearances of these wheels, which appeared at the beginning of very catastrophic events, we should not expect anything good from this third appearance. But could it have something to do with the fact that the wheels are issuing a direct order to the global managers of the Earth Park? Start a pandemic, final solution, start a destruction, things like that. Or could it be the opposite? That is, the managers of globalization, the big bosses, seeing paradoxical phenomena, the Ezekiel wheels began to panic and turn things upside down in the Earth's amusement park, and something good and optimistic will come out of it? Honestly, only time will tell what will come out of this, bad or good. We cannot yet answer this question. However, what is certain is that these wheels appeared before the possible conflict between India and Pakistan, so we are closely monitoring developments. Now, the wheels of the prophet Ezekiel according to the Bible. The prophet Ezekiel's vision of the four wheels dramatically depicts the omnipresence and omniscience of God. These wheels were associated with the four living creatures, Ezekiel 1:4, which Ezekiel later describes in 10:5 as cherubim, angelic beings who are appointed as guardians of God's holiness. Each wheel was actually two in one, with one wheel apparently placed inside the other at right angles, which allow the living angelic creatures to move in any directions instantly without having to turn as lightning moves. These wheels had the appearance of chrysolite, which may have been topaz or another semi-precious stone. The outer rim of the wheels was described as high and awesome, with the outer edge of the wheels being full of eyes, Ezekiel 1:14. The spirit of these living angelic creatures was in the wheels, Ezekiel 1:20. As a result, the creatures were able to move in any direction the wheels moved. Most biblical scholars support the view that the Spirit of God gives direction to the wheels through their direct knowledge of and access to God's will. The mobility of the wheels suggests God's omnipresence. Their eyes suggest his omniscience, and their elevated position suggests his omnipotence. This vision appeared to Ezekiel as a powerful illustration of movements in action that demonstrate the characteristics of God's divine nature. It presented God as sitting on a chariot-like throne with his glory, wonder, and inherent to exist and extend throughout the entire universe of his creation. Therefore, the entire revelation of God in this vision to Ezekiel, namely the cherubim, the chariot, the spirit, and the wheels, emphasizes the unity and coordination of all of these. As terrifying as the vision was, it displays the majesty and glory of God, Ezekiel 1:28, who visited the prophet Ezekiel and the children of Israel who were in the midst of their exile in Babylon. It reminds them of his holiness and his power as the Lord of all creation and the universe. The message was clear. Although his people were in exile and his nation was about to be destroyed, God was still on the throne and was able to handle any situation. The lesson for today is that through his wonderful providence, God is interested in and intervenes in the affairs of men and nations to bring about his own unseen and unknown to us plan, which he has set in motion, which, although complex and incomprehensible to us, yet in every case all things work together for good. Romans 8:28. And the translator's comment: the question, however, is whether these wheels that appear in the video are indeed the wheels of Ezekiel, which according to the Holy Bible are the supreme almighty angels of God, as the columnist states, or is it something else that we do not know where it comes from, that is going to deceive us? My answer is that we do not know, and time will tell, as these completely paradox and supernatural phenomena are increasingly intensifying, keeping pace with the dramatic events on the planet, and we only see a part of it. So be careful not to be deceived. Cautious and prayerful. We have now entered. We are sailing in completely unknown deep and dark waters. Whatever happens, happens, but from which of the two camps, good or evil, do they come? Time will tell. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.